check. You. This is Offwhyte Cinematic. This is Offwhyte Cinematic. Yo, you got to have it. Cinematic. Yo, this is Offwhyte Cinematic. Yo, you got to have it. It's cinematic. Yo, this is Offwhyte Cinematic. Yo, you got to have it. Cinematic. Yo, this is Offwhyte Cinematic. Yo, you got to have a high as I just do this fast twitch, cause I just hit with explosiveness. I got the TNT, and I'm not talking about the TV, This ain't no old school network, yo. You can just get jerked, yo. Throw it in the pile with old media, as I'm just causing mass hysteria, Chaos in the streets, like the opening scene of Inception. That's how we do it, as I just bring it down to the cardinal direction. I'm talking east to the Midwest. I'm talking how I keep it so fresh. In other words, it's refrigerated, elevated as you're annihilated. Mr. O double get to the point, like it's palpitated, like some orange juice, Just how I do the proof. Step 1 to the step 2 to the next theorem. That's how I do it. When I steer 'em, I clear 'em on out the galaxy, as I just bring it on general principality. Some people call it GB, but whatever. When you're talking to me, you better come with that common senses, as I just take a roll like the senses, Cause I'm counting the millions. Yo, I'm just shouting out to billions. That's my guy in normal, as I just implore when I'm going in the informal type of communication, as I just bring this type of elevation from the mountain range to the fields of wheat. When I'm just freaking the beat all over the street, I just keep it on the pulse. When I just bring it, you just convulse, because you're going to paralysis, as I just bring this analysis. When I'm just bringing the classics, and I'm just spitting the spastic type of sentences. When I bring it, it's like some remembrances. What's up, everyone? Yours truly, Offwhyte here. Welcome to Offwhyte Cinematic Season 2, Episode 3. And today, we will be talking about the Chicago Bears football schedule. So, NFL kickoff is coming up, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Me and you. Okay?
Thank you to everyone for joining us. Shoutouts to the Offwhyte cinematic dancer, Ray Dawn. Follow her on Instagram at RayDawn1300. And if you would like to be featured dancing while I freestyle during my intro, please be 18 years or over and send me an email at ryan@menugem.com. And I want to tell you all about MenuGem. It's my online ordering platform. I programmed the whole thing myself over the past 12 years. So check it out at menugem.com. You can rate every item in your order, collect gems, and move up in the rankings. We are used by several restaurants in Chicago, so go check it out and support Illinois businesses. This is the Bears' 100th season. Originally named the Decatur Staleys, the team was established by a food company, the A.E. Staley Food Starch Company of Decatur, Illinois. George Hallis and Edward Dutch Sterneman began running the team in 1920. The 1920 Decatur Staleys season was the team's first season in the newly formed American Professional Football Association, later renamed the National Football League. Last year, the Bears had a regular season record of 12-4, which got them into the wild card round of the playoffs. They lost 16-15 to the Eagles in the wild card round, and they lost that game on a missed field goal attempt from 43 yards. So the Bears have kicker issues. They have several kickers that have come and gone in this offseason, And meanwhile, Robbie Gould is the starting kicker for the 49ers. This year, I believe we have a good coach-quarterback relationship. That relationship is good in Matt the Punisher Nagy and Mitch Trubisky. Khalil Mack is returning on defense. And on offense, well, with Jordan Howard being traded to Philly for a 6th-round pick, Tariq Cohen is now the top running back of the team. So this is Tariq Cohen's 3rd year in the NFL, his 3rd year as a Bear. And last year he averaged 4.5 yards per carry. So our foundation is good. If we stay healthy and get lucky, we could very well make the playoffs. It depends how the Packers do. It depends how the Vikings do. And our special teams situation is kind of a big unknown. So as for the schedule, this year's schedule has the Bears facing 2 East Coast teams, 2 West Coast teams. We play the Raiders and the Chargers this year, which is interesting. They play the Raiders in London. So we'll talk about that in the schedule. But overall, in the NFC North, it's hard to call the divisional games. With teams like the Packers and the Vikings, you have serious threats. But then again, the Packers weren't very good last year, so it's hard to tell. They have a new coach. It's kind of hard to tell. There are 2 Thursday night games in a row. The second Lions game, and then we face the Cowboys the next Thursday. So we'll talk about that on the schedule. Let's get to it. So let's take a look at the schedule. And let's take a look at what I think will happen. The Bears kick off the season Thursday, September 5th, with a game against the Green Bay Packers. So we host Green Bay at Soldier Field, and I have us opening up the season with a loss. Again, these divisional games are very hard to call, but the Green Bay, Chicago kind of rivalry, it proves to be difficult. So I have that one as a loss. For week 2, the Bears travel to Denver and play the Broncos. And I have this down as a win, even though a lot of sports journalists that I listen to say otherwise. They think we'll drop that one. But I have that one down as a win. For week 3, we travel to Washington, D.C. to play the Redskins, and I also have that one down as a win. For week 4, we host Minnesota in Chicago, and I have that one down as a loss. As I said, the divisional matchups are hard to predict. Week 5 is when the Bears go to London to play the Raiders. So they play the Raiders Sunday, October 6th in London. I see that one as a high-scoring affair, and I have the Bears winning that one 44-27. In Week 6, the Bears have a bye. During Week 7, the Bears host the New Orleans Saints, and I have that one down as a win. For Week 8, Sunday, October 20th, the Bears host the LA Chargers, and I also have that one down as a win. For Week 9, the Bears travel to Philadelphia and play the Eagles. The Eagles are one of the NFC's elite teams, and I have that one down as a loss. For Week 10, the Bears host the Detroit Lions for the first of 2 games this year, and that is a win in my book. I have the Bears winning that one 30-10. The following week, they play the LA Rams in LA, and I have that one as a high-scoring affair where the Rams win. So that's a loss. For Week 12, the Bears host the New York Giants, and I have that one down as a win. For Week 13, this is the first of 2 Thursday night games in a row. This is the second Detroit game. The Bears travel to Detroit and play the Lions at Ford Field. I have us winning that one 23-17. And the following week is when the Bears host the Dallas Cowboys in Chicago. That's also a Thursday night game. That is Thursday, December 5th, and I have that one down as a close win. For Week 15, The Bears travel to Green Bay and play that second game of the year. I have that one down as a loss. For Week 16, the Bears host the Kansas City Chiefs. I have that one down as a loss. And for the last week of the regular season, the Bears play Minnesota in Minnesota. So I have the Bears falling to the Vikings 14-21. So if you add all that up, I'm predicting a 9-7 regular season. And last year, when I called the games on the schedule, I predicted 9 correct and 7 incorrect. So we'll see how I do this year. So I'd like to wrap up today's episode by reading from Mark Twain's Roughing It. In a little while, all interest was taken up in stretching our necks and watching for the pony rider, the fleet messenger who sped across the continent from St. Joe to Sacramento, carrying letters 1,900 miles in 8 days. Think of that for perishable horse and human flesh and blood to do. The pony rider was usually a little bit of a man, brimful of spirit and endurance. No matter what time of the day or night his watch came on, and no matter whether it was winter or summer, raining, snowing, hailing, or sleeting, or whether his beat was a level straight road or a crazy trail over mountain crags and precipices, or whether it led through peaceful regions or regions that swarmed with hostile Indians, he must always be ready to leap into the saddle and be off like the wind.